Formula One heads to Sao Paulo, Brazil for Interlagos, the Autódromo Carlos Pache for the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. Just 2 races remain then on what has been a Red Bull dominated 2022 calendar as well. Red Bull dominating ever since Austria as well. It has been just that type of year. Can Verstappen though make it 16 wins? He's got 2 more races to try and prove it. 2 weeks here, Sao Paulo, and the season rounds out next weekend in Abu Dhabi. In the Drivers' Championship, Max Verstappen has 416 points. It's the battle for second that is on between Sergio Perez and Charles Leclerc. Just 5 points is separating them. George Russell is now about 15 points clear of Lewis Hamilton as well. Carlos Sainz has dropped down into 6th position as well, shortly behind Lewis Hamilton. Lando Norris is now comfortably ahead of Esteban Ocon. Fernando Alonso going in P9. Valtteri Bottas and Sebastian Vettel rounding out the last 2 positions on the first page. But a point behind Sebastian Vettel is Daniel Ricciardo as well, still trying to close in for a top 11 finish. Kevin Magnussen, Pierre Gasly battling out for 13th. Lance Stroll, Mick Schumacher, Yuki Tsunoda, just a point separating them for 15th. Zhou Guanyu is 2 clear of Alexander Albon, who's 2 clear of Nicholas Latifi and Nick de Vries. Nico Hülkenberg, who was being reserve driver, has scored no points. In the Constructors' Championship, Red Bull are already the champions, 696 points. Can they break the 700 mark before the season's out? Looks likely. Ferrari are now just 40 points clear of Mercedes, who are making a run for second in the Constructors. Alpine now just a little bit clear of McLaren. The Alfa Romeo Aston Martin battle is heating up. Haas versus AlphaTauri, just 1 point between them. Williams are going to be on their own in 10th. No way they can now get any more points. It's the final sprint race of the 2022 season here at the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. Cross the line for Ricciardo, he goes P5. Zhou, Sainz, Vettel, Bottas, Magnussen all out of it as well. And there's Fernando. Fernando Alonso goes fastest. A 1:16.177. Happy with that?
Yeah.
Fastest middle sector of anybody so far. And here comes Sebastian Vettel, 18th at the moment. Vettel goes 3rd. Well, this...
Both of the Ferraris in the top zone.
2 minutes to go of qualifying, and Nicholas Latifi has gone fastest! Nicholas Latifi goes fastest! A 1:15.969! Lando Norris goes fastest! 1:14.381! The times are changing as fast as you can see it, and Verstappen is second with a best time only of a 1:15.6, and then Russell goes second. Don't fall onto that chair, we don't own that chair. And look at that, Russell goes second. He's 6 tenths clear, and Leclerc is being held up by one of the AlphaTauris of Yuki Tsunoda as he comes through Magullo.
Oh.
Well, this is just amazing, and he's backed off. Leclerc's had to back off.
Tsunoda, come on!
And that was live radio, but now Leclerc has accidentally impeded Carlos Sainz, who's also 18th. Both Ferraris are in the drop zone for the sprint race tomorrow, and Leclerc's just impeded Carlos Sainz.
Doesn't do much for him though.
Sainz goes 3rd, 1:15.606.
Look at Ocon.
And Ocon goes 3rd, 1:15.375.
Gasly's out for revenge.
I'm losing track of all this, Megan. I don't know if you're
Gasly
following
goes
it.
second. Yeah.
1:14.799.
Albon's doing well though, so don't count him out just yet.
Albon's got the fastest second sector of anybody as well.
Russell 3rd.
Magnussen 7th, 1:15.755. They're all coming a cropper quickly as well. And look at Albon! Alexander Albon goes fastest. A 1:14.324 by 57 thousandths of a second. Tsunoda, Perez, Leclerc, Bottas, and Zhou in the drop zone. Schumacher's had his lap time deleted. Zhou's had his lap time deleted. They're all coming a cropper. Perez approaches the line. He's 18th, as he will be the first one to take the checkered flag. Perez only goes goes fifth. 1:15.079. Ricciardo goes fifth as well. He improves up the order. Hamilton is the driver at risk, and Leclerc's 19th. Leclerc's out of it as well.
Purple sector 2.
Alonso goes fastest. Alonso is top of qualifying 1 on 1:13.542. Here comes Charles Leclerc across the line. Leclerc goes fifth. Tsunoda 16th. And look at Hamilton, he's losing time. Vettel goes second. 1:13.597. And that is an amazing time.
Swap.
Gasly goes fourth. Hamilton is also looking good out there, but maybe not as good as we might think. He might
Hamilton had oversteer out of turn 12.
Magnussen goes 18th. Hamilton is approaching the
Magnussen
line.
third.
And Hamilton fastest.
He'll have that.
1:13.403 for Lewis Hamilton. Mega time there. Verstappen's at risk. And Verstappen's in the drop zone. Verstappen goes fourth
Oh
across the line.
my.
Fastest middle sector. Bottas just behind him in 20th. Can only manage 17th. Stroll might be kicked out as Lando Norris goes fastest, proving he's good in
Oh
mixed
my.
weather conditions.
The
Stroll
Red
goes
Bulls.
9th.
The Red Bulls can't get past fourth. They can't get
Past
fifth.
Perez 5th, Verstappen 6th. A crazy qualifying one where so much happened, and it sees Latifi eliminated despite topping the session. Zhou, Bottas, Tsunoda and Schumacher all out.
I need to sit down. I feel like someone just picked this all out of the bingo ball or something.
So the final 2 minutes of qualifying 2. Russell goes into third. Here comes Carlos Sainz towards the line. 13th at the moment. Sainz goes P2. 1:10.098.
You got to be kidding me, right?
Yeah, so it's Gasly, Vettel, Magnussen, Ricciardo, Stroll in the drop zone. Albon might get through to qualifying 3 here, and Alonso drops to 6th.
Alonso, get a move on. Hamilton, you too.
Hamilton's 8th as well. Good spot there. Hamilton's having a bit of a worry now. Magnussen, however, fast in first part of qualifying, fast in second part as well. Having a bit of trouble here, but he's gaining on his own time. Albon might just get displaced here as Magnussen comes towards the line. Out of the last corner, taking the checkered flag line. 1 minute 10 to go. Magnussen goes 7th with a 1:11.410.
Alonso, Hamilton, you see Verstappen, he's won 14 races this year. Why can't you do that?
Tell you what, and look, Stroll's now putting his hand out to say stop it. Stroll's put his hand out to say stop it, so I don't know why he's doing that.
He's been taking lessons from the Sebastian Vettel School of Safety.
Yeah, it's getting a bit dangerous out there as well.
He's been taking notes from motorsport,
Yeah.
like motorbike, superbike racing.
Hand up, please stop. No sign of the red flag, and yeah,
9 thousandths of a second separates Sainz from Verstappen.
brilliant.
And he still can't get past him.
That's it, by the way. No, the rain's getting heavier and no one is improving. So it's Albon out, Gasly, Vettel, Ricciardo and Stroll all eliminated. And this was Sebastian Vettel across the line towards turn 1 at the Senna S. I think he's going to go straight on. Yeah, hits the damp patch and goes straight on. Can't even brake, and it's raining heavy at turn 1. So that's it. No one can improve.
Hamilton, you were lucky this time.
Yeah, Hamilton,
Get your butt into
9th.
gear.
Ocon 10th as
It's a
well.
home race now.
Yeah, that's a worrying race now. So checker flag is out. No one else is on a better lap time. So the top 10 for Q3, Verstappen, Sainz, Leclerc, Russell, Norris, Alonso, Magnussen, Perez, Hamilton and Ocon eliminated. Albon, Gasly, Vettel, all by less than a tenth. Ricciardo's 5 tenths down, and Stroll 6 tenths down in 15th. Green light at the end of the pit lane, away we go. Rain in the air, it's predicted to come down. Charles Leclerc's going on intermediates, everyone else is on dry tyres. What's it going to be?
The only car on Inters.
Yes, we believe you are the only one on Inters.
That's a bold call. If he's got it right, it'll be a genius move. But then again, Josh, as we say all season long, it's wet, it's dry conditions. The rain's about to come. Ferrari have put him on Inters too early. The strategy's not working again. It looks dry out there.
Yeah, but it might not stay dry for long as those clouds are looking very, very threatening.
So Leclerc has put the intermediates out. At the moment, it is a dry track where slick tyres are the best option. He is hoping it rains now before anyone gets a lap time in. I don't think they are. This might not be a good idea from Charles Leclerc and Ferrari. He might start the sprint race 10th.
The top 10.
The weather is inbound, so we're going to have to go for lap 1.
Yeah, look, everyone's thinking this is it. Lap 1. This is what we're going to have to see. So, who's got the best car? Who's got the best strategy? As now, that is Charles Leclerc being passed comfortably by Max Verstappen, but it is so dark at Mugello into Casino de Lago, Megan. It almost looks like we're racing in Singapore, not Interlagos.
You better get the fastest lap. I really, really hope that Leclerc's works.
Yeah, this is...
I agree with it.
It's a good call. It's a brave call. Is he going to go for it? Oh, look, he's wiping his hand. It is starting to rain. Oh, this might just work out for him then. As he approaches to one, but the DRS is still active. He's got Perez right behind him. So if he can muck up Perez's lap, it might be something worth it then. As he comes out of Casino de Lago, the car's fighting him. Verstappen's done an 18.331 in the first sector. Leclerc has done a 1... Oh, it's done an 18.957, so it's okay. By the point, he's 7/10 off the pace.
Yeah.
And second,
That can be worked with.
Lando's got a second sector. Look at this. Perez can't get through. Perez can't pass Leclerc, so Perez has had to back out. Perez has lost his lap time now. Advantage Norris, advantage Alonso, and advantage Sainz and Russell.
Go on, Alonso.
Well, this is going to be interesting. It's raining now with blue flags in the third sector, but it's still dry. 1:11.674. Magnussen's benchmark lap time for provisional pole position here today. Let's see what we're going to see from Verstappen. Can he take provisional pole position across the line? It's raining heavily in sector 3. He's second! 1:11.877. The rain's hitting down. Magnussen's on provisional pole position.
Leclerc's gone in.
Leclerc's gone into the pit lane. It's Sainz third. Perez fourth. Alonso fourth. 1:12.504. It's Magnussen with provisional pole position.
Oh, no, don't.
Dries, but it's wet now. They've done the opposite. And Russell goes third. It's time for the wet tyres. Hamilton goes 7th. And as things stand, Kevin Magnussen in the Haas is on pole position for the sprint race tomorrow. And it will be an official pole position for Magnussen.
No rain for now.
Raining
Yellow.
at turn 12. We
Yellow flag.
Yellow's flag is out. Where is that on the track? We can't see anyone.
That
Russell.
is turn 4.
Russell, it's Russell. Russell has gone off at Casino de Lago. Has he crashed? Yes, he's beached
Yes.
it. Red flag is out. And that's it done. Russell's hit the wall. He's lost a front wing. He's lost a rear wing. It's beached it. The red flag is out. And with the rain incoming, that might just put Kevin Magnussen on his first ever pole position in Formula 1.
Good.
Kevin Magnussen has pole position.
been
Let
long
that
enough.
sink in. Red flag, session stopped. Wow.
Looks like he's just spun off and beached it into gravel. You saw on a replay a couple of minutes before we saw George Russell in the gravel. Charles Leclerc having a massive twitch at the bottom of the hill at turn 4.
They look like a bunch of legends right now, Haas. Absolute. Look. Russell's saying, just push me. I'm okay. Just push me. But he looks like he's got a bit. Look at the rain. How's he done that, though? Where is that?
You're not getting pushed, mate, and I have no idea how in the world you've managed to lose things
That hard.
that hard and it doesn't even look like you've even reached the barrier.
This is bad news for Charles Leclerc. He will
Did he
start.
get hit?
Don't know. Leclerc starts 10th, whatever. So this is bad news. Very bad news with 8 minutes to go of the session. Well,
It will take too long for them to get out on the track.
let's hear from Leclerc.
Formula 1, you gotta love it.
Did everybody complete the lap on sticks?
You didn't.
Yes, they did.
Nice. Beautiful.
He's not happy.
No, and I wouldn't be. Lawrence Macias, you need sacking. And there's the rain coming down. Kevin Magnussen with the rain coming down heavier. Out goes George Russell. Kevin Magnussen should have pole position for the sprint, and it will be officially his and Haas's first ever pole position. Schumacher 20th, Magnussen on pole. I'm sorry, but there's no doubt, there's no room in Formula One for Mick Schumacher. Well done, Kevin Magnussen. He was dropped from the team, and he's shone in qualifying today. He's done a Hulkenberg.
I am very...
Oh, let's see what happens to George Russell.
Okay, first of all, yeah, let's see what happens. I'm
Down
really
to,
confused.
does he touch the grass? Locks up, goes straight on, and just skates across the gravel trap. He gets out of it okay, loops it round, and beaches it in the gravel. That's a really weird one.
That is weird.
Locks.
That was quite. That is gonna be a meme. Look at the bouncing.
Yeah, they've done nothing, have they? And then he tries to loop it back around, and
Oh, that's how he did the back.
he's beached himself. Yeah.
I am a bit annoyed at Leclerc because it's like, ugh, I'm so annoyed for everyone else got to do a lap time. Yeah, well, so would you.
If the team.
If you hadn't have said, you know what, I'm getting a good lap time, I could probably get 7th instead of 10th. I'm going to go in the pit lane and change my tyres. Well, you wouldn't not have a lap time if you had actually stayed out. Especially when you knew the fact that it was rain coming, instead having loads of pressure from everyone else of, oh, they're on slick tyres. Yeah, well, they wouldn't have been in 5 minutes.
Meg, you've hit the red. You've hit the red on the controller. So I apologise.
He should have stayed.
I apologise if Megan has deafened you today. I don't know why it's hitting the red so much. I'm
He
taking
should
a
have
look.
stayed where he was.
Yeah, he should have actually. Levels. No, it's not 80%. Well, what happened there then? Okay.
Maybe I'm just loud.
Say again.
Maybe I'm just loud.
Yeah, I think that's the problem actually as well. You might just be loud. Okay.
I was born into this family. Of course, I am loud.
I've just reduced us a little bit, so hopefully that'll work. But
Yeah, I can hear.
okay, pole for K-Mag? Question mark, says Jenny Gal.
Better.
Yeah, I think it is pole position. And that, of course, don't forget, even though it's a sprint race, that is officially, the person who gets pole position in qualifying is determined with pole position for the entire event. So Kevin Magnussen has just taken his and Haas's first ever pole. And this is how he did it, Megan. Talk us through the lap.
Right, so... Oh,
Okay, Kev.
What position are we?
You're P1, mate.
You're kidding.
I am not kidding. I've got to buy everybody dinner and finish out tonight.
You're kidding. You're kidding me. I've never ever felt like this in my life,
Yeah.
guys.
It's not over yet.
Don't celebrate yet. Don't celebrate yet. Come on.
It's not over yet. It's not over yet, Kev.
It's not over yet, but oh my goodness me, is it about as good as it can be? Unbelievable. So, have we got any information about when the session's going to restart, Josh? Because it should.
16:59 local.
And it was 8 minutes and 8:10 to go. Megan,
are you kidding me?
hang on. So that means
I need
what
to
time
watch
is
a
it?
movie.
What time is it going to restart? Sorry. 18:15.
16:59 local, so that would be 07:20.
7:20. Yeah. Okay. So 18:07. There we go. Then start the clock. 10 minutes. There we go. So I've started the countdown clock with a rescheduled time. Let's hope we should go. I don't think anyone's going to actually go out of the session just yet. And why are they calling me? I can't actually answer.
I don't know.
Can't answer when live.
I think
You think that'd be kind of a given?
CAS F1 might be quite high on the social media team championship this week.
It always
They
is.
have just tweeted a photo of K-Mag praying, standing like that, saying, praying for more rain, like ...
Session restarts in 1 minute and 10 seconds time. Okay, so yeah, it's 10 seconds past the hour it ends. Okay, that's unusual. Just adjust that then. 2, 1. Yeah, okay, so 60 seconds until the session restarts. And the red flag comes out. What have you noticed,
Max
Max?
Verstappen looking at the screen, just like, how did that happen?
Kevin Magnussen in the Haas is fastest. I think, though, what this has done, guys, it's killed Schumacher's Formula 1 career.
Yeah.
That's a bit quick.
He's 20th, and Magnussen's on pole.
Yes, he's 20th because everything was happening at one time.
Didn't affect
He was-
Magnussen. To me, I think that's
Yes,
Schumacher out.
luckily.
I think that is the defining that Magnussen is out and they made a mistake with K-Mag and they've got him back and they've just he's taken the team's first ever pole position.
Good for him.
And if he wins the sprint tomorrow, if it's a wet sprint and he wins it, unbelievable.
Also, Kevin's been racing longer.
Yes.
It's no surprise he's got more skills when it comes to things like this. I don't think it's the end of Schumacher's career. I think that Schumacher might just be having a bad day. We've seen everyone have those.
Oh,
We've seen his
that's
father
right.
have those.
Green light. Away we go. Nobody at the end of the pit lane.
And it's only the beginning of his career.
Yeah.
He's bound to have.
Oh, hello. Perez is
Here
going
comes
out.
Perez.
Why is that? That seems a bit... Well, you're not going to go quicker than that 111, even with this rain, so...
Oh?
Yeah, the weather forecast looking a bit bad, so I think that's a wasted effort there on my part.
Dream on getting first Perez today. Dream on.
Mexican fans and Red Bull fans watching on. The Brazilian fans looking good. Green light, but nobody's home. No one's at the end there. That's very bizarre. Also, we saw a different image on the pit lane channel than we did on the world feed. Did you notice?
We did.
Yeah, very bizarre that. As Magnussen comes back through.
Wow, that person looks like Valtteri Bottas.
Look how dark it's got there, Megs. And if this is as dark as it is on tomorrow, don't forget the race for the sprint is the same time tomorrow, and it's due to be even wetter than this. And the race on Sunday is 2 hours earlier and due to be as dark now as it is. So this could be insane weekend. Go on.
I've just seen someone who looks like a perfect mix of Kevin Magnussen and Valtteri Bottas.
Is this person about to be on the team? Oh look, Russell's car's on the jack actually. We can see it on the pit lane channel.
I think after this, he is going to be on the screen. Though seriously, he looks like a perfect mix between them.
Here we go. This is it. Oh, there.
Him.
Oh yeah, I see what you mean actually. I've screenshotted it. He does. Perfect mix of the two.
It's shocking.
So, Sergio Perez is out on the circuit. I think he's going to come straight back into the pit lane. Yeah, so that's it. Qualifying's over. It's too wet out there. No one's going to make an improvement. Kevin Magnussen has taken his first ever pole position in Formula One. And it will be Max Verstappen lining up alongside him for the sprint race tomorrow. How I wish it was the Grand Prix. Gunter Steiner's on the phone now to Gene Haas. Well done, Gunter.
I think.
Listen. K-Mag, Gunther. Haas are just nervous now. It looks like that's it. Guys, you've got it. You've got your first pole. Well done.
I think that Perez went out there to survey it, see if people could drive in it.
That's it. Leclerc's done. Leclerc's going over to the wall. Is he going to punch Lawrence Macias? There he is. Going to have a word with him. Let's listen.
The tyres in
Too far away. But that does not look like a happy Charles Leclerc, Megan. And Lawrence
it does
Macias, I think, needs to be sacked. Dry track, you put him out on inters. Josh, we were saying it all year long as a joke that when it was dry, they put them out on the wets. It's just happened. That's no longer a joke. What a shambles Ferrari's stupid strategy decider is. And he's going alongside Red Bull now as well.
When it was wet, they put them out. They put him out on the dries.
Yeah, go on, Josh. What do you make of all this?
Well, you know the famous quote from, I'm not going to say it because it's before 9 p.m. and I'm not going to say it because
Cut
I'm
out
not.
swearing.
But you know the famous Gunther Steiner quote? Well,
He said cut out the swearing.
it's now
I know
going to
it's
be
90%.
legends.
So we're just hearing from the sides. Potentially, let's just take a look. There's something going on. Potentially a huge upset coming in qualifying rain. Could take pole position for tomorrow's sprint race. That race will decide who starts on pole position Sunday. Look, K-Mag can't believe it.
He's smiling.
Kevin Magnussen, through 139 Grand Prix starts. The cheer. The eyes. The cross
Romance
eyes.
goes on.
Roman's kicking himself. Look at that, the
Has
cheer from the Brazilian
tweeted.
people. What has he tweeted, Josh?
Make me dream at Kevin Magnussen.
Oh, the Brazilian fans cheer Kevin Magnussen. And Lewis Hamilton's going to lead the pit lane as well to give us a little bit of a show. And the Brazilians like that a lot. Well, this qualifying session has just turned into a little bit of a show exposition. But it's going to have one American team amazingly happy. Kevin Magnussen has shone in today's qualifying. He has pole position for the final F1 sprint of the year tomorrow. It's due to be wet weather, and honestly, Megan, I think he could take the win in the sprint and go on to do a great race, because it's that type of weather that Red Bull have struggled all weekend long, but Magnussen has shone in qualifying today, always quick.
Oh, there's George.
Getting an applause as well.
I have seen a tweet.
Go on. Adam says that this is quite an amazing performance. Magnussen is all that little owl saying. Go on, what's your tweet, Josh?
I've seen a tweet from Tom Bellingham, and it's a screenshot of the radio where Leclerc tweeted, "Am I the only cars on it?" Inters, and of course they had to do it. Of course he had to do an Anton Deck.
Yeah.
Saturday night takeaway. Get out of my ear.
It's so dark here in Brazil that it's a question of visibility at this point. Kevin Magnussen has been sat in the car, and now they know it! With 2 minutes to go, there's not enough time. Haas are celebrating with K-Mag in the pits. Haas have their first ever pole position. Kevin Magnussen has his first ever pole position. The Brazilians go nuts. Haas go nuts. Have no fear. Haas F1 are here. Brilliant. And he gets out the car, and the party begins tonight with pole position in Sao Paulo for the F1 sprint. Well done, Haas. Well done, Kevin Magnussen. The team could not deserve it more. So much controversy over the years. They dropped Kevin Magnussen in favour of Nikita Mazepin. It quite literally ended up in a war. They brought Kevin back, and it was the best decision possible. Their first pole comes from a driver they dropped. Well done, K-Mag. Oh, listen to this. Gunter gets his applause. Drive to survive is going mad. K-Mag celebrates. Gunter celebrates. They embrace. They can't believe it. The happiest two in Formula One right now is Kevin Magnussen and Gunter Steiner. And there's still 30 seconds left of qualifying. What a day. K-Mag is now patrolling the pit lane. Unbelievable. They've done it.
I wonder where Mick is. I'm surprised he hasn't said congrats to him yet.
Mick has just been sold to a Formula 2 team because he's about that quick. Let's just make it official though. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it! That's it! Pole for Kevin Magnussen. 1:11.674. First ever pole for Kevin. First ever pole for Haas. In a mixed up Brazilian Grand Prix. The sprint is next. Let's take a look at the Autodromo Juan Carlos Palace as well. 2.667 miles, 71 laps ahead of us as well. 15 corners. In the dry, it's challenging. In the wet, it's unbelievable. This is a fantastic race. It's important to get a good run out the last corner then as you run uphill towards turn number 1 and 2, the center S. Hard on the brakes then, flick to the left, downhill, back on the accelerator as you come round the Curva do Sol. A long sweeping left-hander down the back straight then towards Decina Delago as well. You've got open up your DRS, slam on the brakes about 50 metres to go, flick the car into turn 4, use the exit curb a lot, and then flat out up the hill as well towards Ferradura, 6th gear corner for turn number 6. Flick the car in towards the right, uphill section of the track, double apex as well before you come into the super boxes. Flew in now, keep it calm, round the oranges turn as well at turn 9 as well. Turn 10 as well, a little bit tricky to get right on the brakes as well as you have to slam down all the way 2nd gear. Into Magula then as well as you drop downhill dramatically towards Juncao as well. Up through 7th gear, drop down to 4th gear, flip the car in again to the left and then back up now towards the last corner. You're flat out rising 6th gear, 7th gear, 8th gear as well. Flat out with the DRS open as you come across the line. In the old days you used to cut across the pit lane entrance, now not needed to, and that is a lap of Interlagos. Everybody, and welcome to the 2022 Sao Paulo Grand Prix weekend, and this is time for the sprint race. We are almost ready to go. Hopefully everyone can hear me crystal clear as we are getting set then here for the main race. Now it's 24 laps. That is our sprint. The pit lane is about to open shortly and we'll be heading down to everybody. Ted Kravitz will be patrolling as well and giving us all the information we need. I'll be swapping over to my handheld microphone as well, from my handheld to my headset as well. Get in touch wherever you are in the world. We want to know, we want to hear from you, whether you're listening in on USON or going in as well on YouTube. The green light is on and the sprint pit lane is open. We're just opening up everything now as well up here in the control rooms. The first part is now go. Magnussen's first out there on the track. Verstappen's in the pit lane. Russell, Norris, Alonso, Vettel, Stroll, Joe Bottas and Schumacher are heading out onto the circuit now. Track conditions, we've got dry at the moment, which is great to see. We were worried that it was going to be a bit of a mix as well. Let's go over to the battle screen actually for this 24 launch. You can see the drivers going on the track at the bottom. Here's our starting grid though. It's Magnussen on pole, Verstappen second as well. Magnussen taking that absolutely dominant pole position as well in qualifying. Got lucky with the wet weather, yes, admittedly, but he was on it fast throughout the weekend. Do I think he deserves it? Absolutely, I do. As well, he is definitely one to watch. Synthel and Josh will be joining me up in the commentary box shortly as well. The cars are heading out onto the circuit. You can see, as you can just tell at the bottom, they're going to be joining me in the box soon as well. Ocon's doing a practice start by the looks of things as well down at the bottom half of the sector of the track. And we've got Leclerc joining him, Hamilton, Ricciardo too. We've got Magnussen just coming to the grid. Now, this is a shorter procedure than what we are used to. Usually it's for a main Grand Prix, it's a 40-minute open for the pit lane. For a sprint race, it's only 25 minutes. But one man who can explain it a lot better than me is down there in the pit lane. Let's join Sky Sports F1 with Ted Kravitz down in the pits. The pit lane is open. Ted, what have you got for us?
Thank you very much, Simon. Yes, hope you're having a good Saturday night wherever you are. It certainly hopes to be a good Saturday night for Kevin Magnussen, so it's time for him to get his Haas in gear and get on with the job today. He's actually been the first driver out for a formation lap, so I'm expecting to see him over my shoulder in just a second. But he's the fourth new driver we've had on pole this year after Carlos Sainz, after George Russell and after Sergio Perez. So we'll see what he can do. Just a reminder, it's about half an hour long, 24 laps, 100 kilometers, and it sets the grid for tomorrow's Sao Paulo Grand Prix. What a great opportunity for Kevin Magnussen. He just has to stay out of trouble. He just has to avoid some of the comings together. He's had broken front wings in some races so far this season. That's really cost him. He just has to stay out of trouble, and that will guarantee him some points today and the possibility of some big points tomorrow. So just waiting to see him, see whether he comes round for another lap. I think he will do. Just a reminder also, there are no mandatory pit stops in this sprint race. So unless you really have to, you don't have to stop. But the talk going around in the paddock is all about that man, Max Verstappen. The question is, with people saying it with their tongues very firmly in their cheeks, I wonder how many laps, or I wonder how many corners it's going to take for Max Verstappen to keep the lead, given that he has won all the sprint races so far and most of the Grand Prix this season so far. But he's not coming around so far, so let's go up to David Croft. And Crofty, I've got a question for you. With a guy on pole position and a guy in last place, both in identical cars, surely that's never happened in F1 before.
Well, you'd think so, Ted, but we've had over 1,000 Grand Prix in the history of the Formula One World Championship, so it's bound to have happened, and it has. Interlagos here in 2017, Valtteri Bottas claimed pole. Lewis Hamilton, you might remember, crashed in qualifying one. He took his place last on the grid, whilst his teammate was at the front. And in Monaco, 2018, that man there, Max Verstappen, crashed in final practice, couldn't take part in qualifying. His teammate Daniel Ricciardo put his Red Bull on pole. Max Verstappen lined up 20th with one place ahead of him, Kevin Magnussen in the Haas. That's how it happens today, but it's not the back row, it's the front row. Max Verstappen then missed out on a hat-trick of pole positions for the sprint race for this season because Kevin Magnussen, for the first time in his Formula One career, became the 106th driver to take a pole position in Formula One and the 4th driver to take a maiden pole this season. That's the most we've had in any season since 1979. Quite the birthday present then for Gene Haas, 70 today. Happy birthday, Gene, if you're watching back home, which I'm told by Gunther Steiner you are. Haas, the first US-owned team to take pole since Tom Price put his shadow at the head of the field for the British Grand Prix in 1975. And it's worth pointing out that 3 of the top 5 drivers in the championship, Hamilton, Perez and Leclerc, finished slowest in Q3 yesterday. What a qualifying session it was, and it set us up absolutely beautifully for a cracking sprint to come. Kevin Magnussen on pole. Well, that's what we said would happen, wasn't it, Simon Lazenby?
Oh yeah, we knew that was going to happen, all right. If you rejoin us on the grid here, just as Kevin Magnussen making his way into that pole position. Oh, he'll love that. The Beatles are playing. At least I think they are. John Paul, George and Ringo.
Well, they're not exactly bang-on Beatles, but we will take it. Okay, so cars have made their way to the grid procedure as well. It's we get 2 special introductions to a sprint race, of course. It's due off in around about 20 minutes' time. We've got a band out here as well playing music. You can hear in the background. The fans have all come in, and a sprint race atmosphere well and truly getting underway here. Sebastian Vettel lining up as well. He starts this sprint 13th on the grid after a difficult qualifying session. His teammate Lance Stroll starts 15th as well. So there's plenty of action to look forward to. The F1 sprint is about underway. Let's head down to the grid then. Simon Lazenby's with Damon Hill and Karun Chandhok.
I asked Martin, I asked Naomi about it. Tactically, how do you think that they approach it?
I think they have to. Well, we used to have an expression which I can't really use on TV when we were at Williams. Is to get in front and weave like a certain type of person that would weave a lot. You know, he's going to make his car as wide as possible and just make it last as long as he possibly can, because he knows he's going to get eaten up pretty quickly by these Red Bulls.
And of course, we've got the DRS zones. It's about the pace up the hill to the. Max is going to be hard to beat. Is he like that?
Yeah, listen, he is the favourite, isn't he, for the sprint? And but I think the interest is going to be A, where can Kevin end up? B, if Max gets a bad start, because he is on the dirty side of the grid, it's worth pointing out that the right-hand side, where Kevin Magnussen and George Russell are starting, is on the racing line. If Max gets a poor getaway, George will have a chance to get around him into turn 1.
Karun, just come back to you. Do you think we're going to see, I mean, the temperature has dropped a little bit. Do we think we're going to see a mixture of soft and medium compounds up and down the grid or not?
Just talking to some of the engineers after that final practice session, they all seem to think the soft tire is good enough to do the distance. You might need to sort of hang on to it for the last 5 laps, but they think the soft should be okay.
Yeah, I think tactically, I think they will be trying trying to stay out of trouble for the first few laps, and I think they'll see whether they can make their advantage on their tyres, give them the overtakes towards the end, because I think there's too much to lose. If you lose a front wing here and you have to come in, then basically that's your grid position for Sunday, back of the grid.
Have we seen anything, though, really, this weekend? The thing with the sprint is, because it's such a mixed-up format, we saw what happened in the second practice session. Actually, it was a real mixture, wasn't it, of people trying long runs, testing out what tire might work today.
Yeah, you know, they've got to think about not just today, but also the Grand Prix tomorrow. And so we've got the man moment.
Here's Kevin. Good to Steiner.
I was just wondering how Gene was going to be celebrated today. Was there some sort of firing up the industrial laser at his machine tooling centre? 17 of them at once to celebrate this house. How's things looking on the house side of things?
I don't know what Gene is doing, but no, it's looking good. I mean, you know, it's a nice place to be, you know, for a change, you know, after 7 years. So, no, we just tried to do a good job.
What is the mood like in the camp, though? Tell me, did Kevin sleep last night?
I think so. I think everybody slept pretty well, you know, so, you know, I mean, this is very good.
What does your run this morning tell you? Have you got a pace to be able to, you know, at least stay out the front for a while? How are your tyres going to last for this race?
I think it depends all on the start. I think, you know, how the race develops. I know he knows what to do. He knows in FP2 this morning, he tested the tyres and how to push them. So it's for him to manage.
Have you given him any instructions about how to play it? You know, in wheel-to-wheel battle, he's pretty good at getting his elbows out. But have you said to him, look, we want to get 5th, 6th, 7th today to get the result tomorrow?
No, I didn't tell him anything. We know he's a good racer, and you know, racers don't listen to me anyway, so there's no point to tell him anything. He knows what to do.
There's one point between yourself and AlphaTauri in that battle for 8. How important is the money versus the lack of wind tunnel time for you? Can you quantify it? I mean, what would you rather have for you guys?
No, the first thing is always the position. You know, you want to be as best as you can. You don't calculate money or wind tunnel time. Obviously, if you finish better, you get more money and a little bit less wind tunnel time. But in the end, you just don't want to be 9. It's a long way down in pit lane to get to the bottom.
It must be quite good if you spoke. The other team bosses, team principals must have been. You've given them a wink, have you?
Yeah, no. A few came by and said congratulations. I think nobody was unhappy what we did yesterday.
Well, listen, I could see Kevin over there. He's looking cool as anything, just standing there with Jesper Karlsson, his manager, the engineer. He seems very, very relaxed at the moment.
That's what he should be. I mean, you know, he's never been in this position, and I think he enjoys it. You know, so he's in a good place in the moment this weekend.
Are you a Beatles fan, Gunther?
I get one if I stay longer here, you know.
Best of luck today.
Okay, good to Steiner then. Definitely got a ticket to ride in my book. Ted's got news with Naomi.
Crucial part of the grid, Naomi. This is 3 drivers who might think they don't deserve to be here, but all had their own separate little nightmares in qualifying. Let's first start with Charles Leclerc. It was the team's fault. It wasn't his fault.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, come on. It was the team's fault. He didn't call for those intermediate tyres.
Well, somebody on Sainz's end of the garage decided to put him on slicks, so...
All right, okay, well, we'll agree to disagree. If you were Charles then, what would you want to do from this position in this sprint race?
Well, look, I think he's probably the driver here in the top 10 that needs to make the most progress. He's got Sergio Perez right next to him, who's just ahead of him in the championship. 5 points, I believe, split them at the moment. So
here he is. He's back from his little comfort break. Carry on.
We can just get ahead of Sergio and make sure he stays ahead. You know, Carlos Sainz is just a little bit further up the road. He's got a 5-place penalty for tomorrow, so you know he might help him out a little bit. He's got the most work to do here today.
He looks like it too. Look at that intensity. I mean, I know he's like this before every Grand Prix, but I think there's a bit of anger there. I think he's annoyed about yesterday.
100%. I mean, I don't know, as we said, we've agreed to disagree about whose decision that was, but the recovery from the situation wasn't good enough. And, you know, we saw him come out the car yesterday and was not happy whatsoever.
Okay, Checo, there wasn't really much pace in the car. Weird, because Max was P2, but Checo was behind in that queue of people, lost a bit of tyre temperature. He looks quite relaxed, nice little conflab. What's going on here? The old governor, Bernie Ecclestone, happy birthday to him for a few days ago with his mate Christian Horner.
He just always seems to have that Mexican chill, doesn't he? Yeah, he's got some work ahead of him today too, but I think, you know, their car has proven to have really good straight line speed with a really long straight. run down to turn 1, DRS zone. I think he's got a good chance of making some places today.
That's such an interesting fight between Checo and Charles starting together, given that they're fighting over second place in the Drivers' Championship.
Well, exactly, and I think Perez has got the upper hand at the moment. He's got a car under him that is reliable. He's got a team that most often makes good decisions. So Charles has got the harder job today, I believe.
That's true. Red Bull do deliver on a Sunday. Let's see if they can deliver on a Saturday now as well. And finally, in this little section, to Lewis Hamilton. He was annoyed. He was at the end of that queue. He lost tyre temperature as well. But that Mercedes is a shadow of the car with which he won here last year.
Yeah, I think extremely disappointing for Lewis this weekend because, you know, he's just got that honorary citizenship. He's, you know, can we call this a second home race of his potentially? You know, he can do this in front of the crowd here in Brazil.
Okay, Simon, you've got the Viking racer with you.
Yes,
here's your pole sitter.
Move him away from the speaker here because you can hardly hear yourself think. How are you feeling, Kevin?
I'm feeling good. You know, on pole position. Who would have thought? So, gonna enjoy this and try and have a good race.
Did you get any sleep last night?
Yeah, I did. I was actually quite tired, so I managed to get a good sleep. So, yeah. I mean, we're on pole. This looks great. You know, we're gonna get loads of pictures of this and just enjoy it, try and get some points.
Yeah, but listen, it's your first time with a clear view in F1, but you've had lots of pole positions in your junior Formula career, so this isn't a fully new experience for you, is it?
Yeah, I mean, it's been like, I don't know, 10 years, 11 years since I was on pole last, so first time in F1, it's a great experience, and yeah, I'm focused on trying to get points though, so let's see.
It's hard to focus with the Beatles playing, but yeah, in terms of tactically, I don't know if that's what Karun just asked you, if it's just about keeping a level head today.
Yeah, I mean, just trying to attack it like a normal race, really. You know we're not the fastest car, so we've got to try and get something out of this.
I'm just going to ask you one question about the start, because it's an uphill gradient here where you're starting. I saw you did a practice start here earlier today. Have you got to do anything different to get yourself off the line into turn 1?
Yeah, well, you've got to stay on the brake with your left foot, which is kind of weird. You have to release that at the same time as clutch, so it's the same for everyone, so it's okay.
Best of luck, mate. Best of luck. Have a good one today. Appreciate it.
I tell you what, it really is twist and shouts out there on the grid, but Kevin Magnussen, absolutely, Josh, as we welcome you to the box, has a ticket to ride, pole position, and I haven't heard that, but it's such a carnival atmosphere down on the grid right now. It's party, party, party out there as well as Synthor joins us. What an absolute... You might need to change your camera now, by the way, Josh. What an absolute party we've had down on the grid. The Beatles music blurring out as well. Twist and shout. Ticket to ride. She loves you, and it's fantastic. It's a true party atmosphere, Josh.
Why did I open the YouTube stream at that exact moment, Josh?
Well, I need to do something to keep the viewers entertained while we're listening to K-Mag. Evening synth. Sprint race time. This is going to be fun. Glad to have you for a race eventually. 24 laps ahead of us, and who knows what's going to happen next.
I'm really excited, and I really can't wait until the start. It's going to be unpredictable again, and I wonder how much risk they're going to be taking from the sprint.
Absolutely. The rain is currently at 10%, by the way. That's what we've just been told from the teams as Simon's back on the grid, so it's more twist and shout out there as well. I think we've got some info. Rachel's got someone. Rachel?
First of all, how are you feeling right now?
Still far from ideal. The best I have done over the past few days. I'm still struggling a bit. I had to take a break in FP2. I couldn't do all of the laps, so trying to save myself a bit for the race today and the race tomorrow. So yeah, not ideal, but I'll be right.
Only 24 laps, foot down.
Only 24 laps, but it's 24 pushing laps the whole time, so still for good points. It's points we need in the championship, so it's going to be stressful. It's not an easy race. Got a lot of quick cars behind, so yeah, I got to pace myself, but I'll be good. Don't worry.
All right, look after yourself.
Sounds good to me as well. Ruben's back. Callow was on the grid.
It's great to see you. As always, it's not a bad atmosphere here.
No, it's lovely. I mean, Brazil loves to have the race. Interlagos always a mystery. I mean, we have on pole for the first time a Haas, so it's amazing.
Can you explain Are the Beatles Brazilian now as well as Lewis Hamilton?
we want to be noisy, so it is noisy, isn't it? Because they said we're missing a little bit of noise from Formula One, so they're making all the noise now.
Incredible, isn't it? I mean, do you hanker a little bit to get back in? I know you still race massively, don't you? You can't put it down, can you?
I would give everything to get on a car like this for a run, and it's I miss the vibe of going out in Interlagos with a car like this.
Okay, tactically, right, you're so experienced. What is the right approach to a race like this? Attack or just make it to the finish?
I think it's going to be really, he knows that it's going to be really difficult to keep it on. So, you know, if we finish on top 5, I think it's a good achievement. He would have been happy qualifying top 5 for the race if it wasn't a sprint.
Rubens, what do you think of Ferrari's season? And again, a few more problems yesterday. What's your take on what's going on there?
Well, I mean, they have a fast car for the first time for the last, 2-3 years. So a little bit of a problem, but it's better to have a fast car and to sort everything else than not to have a good car. So I think they will come strong next year.
Maybe they need a very experienced ex-driver to come and help them out.
Well, I may join. Who knows?
Never say no. Lovely to see you, Rubens, as always. Thank you. We'll talk to you tomorrow on the grid. In the meantime, let's hear from Max Verstappen.
Max is with Rachel.
Max, how are you going to approach turn 1 today? You've got somebody alongside you, hasn't been on pole in the Grand Prix before. It's a difficult corner. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter. I mean, if we can get him into turn 1, that would be great. If we don't, we'll get him later on. So.
And what about this sprint race? I mean, you've been a bit of a master of sprints as well. Your car's looking pretty good around here. Are you confident you can get the win and start in front tomorrow?
It's going to be interesting to see with the tyres, whatever everyone else is going to choose, but I think we should have good pace.
Looks to be exciting as well. Bananas are down on the grid then as well. We get ready. That is down, I believe, at I think Alexander Albon's side of the Williams. Yeah, with the Red Bull livery as well. Ted and Naomi are down there as well. But we're coming up to the sprint time. Just a reminder, we've got a different timing graphic for the sprint race as well. The 24 laps, they count down. So it's 24 total. And the first number you see there, 24, that will count down to 23, 22, 21, 21, 0 at the end. So is Max talking to Sky again, lol, says Ben. Hi, Ben. Yes, the boycott has ended, thankfully. And hopefully you're doing well, Ben. See you tomorrow in the wrap-up show for you on that. After this one, but we're getting ready. Pierre Gasly just practicing his ball catching skills, and I don't know, I've tried that, Synth. It's harder than it looks, isn't it? Because your reaction time's slower, but he is on it. He's getting them just as they go out of his hand. It's amazing there from Gasly.
Yeah, he's making it look like it's very easy, but yeah, I can assure you it's going to be very difficult if you try it yourself. So we can't see the strategy just yet, can we? It's a bit unfortunate, but well, it's dry, so
yeah,
that definitely makes for a strategy thing. Not that everyone's going to start on the inters.
Yeah, no, sadly as well, dry conditions. They had a change of climactic 10 minutes ago as well. Actually, the change of climatic conditions came at 18:53. That was 27 minutes ago, our time as well. All looking good down there on the grid. Kevin Magnussen just booting in. Starts on pole position for the first time. Yes, it's for a sprint race, but he will have one career pole in his Formula 1 book, so will Haas F1. The question of the hour is, will he still be on pole position for the main race tomorrow? Max Verstappen starts second alongside him, Russell third, Norris fourth, Sainz in fifth. It's a difficult predicament to be in. Just in case you're wondering, Josh is with me in the box, Synthol 2 for the first time in a Grand Prix event. And Megan will be walking up to the comp box as well. Around about 8 minutes to go then until they set off on the parade lap. The drivers are ready. The teams are locked in as well. The sprint race at Interlagos is coming up next. So stay exactly where you are. Got about 2 minutes to go get yourself a cup of tea or a bit of biscuits as well. Megan will be walking in soon. Interesting enough for Max Verstappen. Best qualifying here was first in 2019. He won there as well in 19. Started as second last year as well. Best result came in, of course, great. He made his name for himself as well in 2016 in the wet. Fantastic race there, as what we're looking at here on the side. It's the fans all around the stadium, and Just coming to you quickly, Josh, as well. Sprint races this year, we've seen drama, safety cars out as well. Do you see everybody making it to the checkered flag, or are we going to have another safety car deployment eventually?
I don't think everyone's going to make it to the checkered flag. It is Brazil as well, which we've seen retirements over the years, and quite a lot of retirements in one certain years, and a couple of others as well.
Yeah, well, we've had 4 races red flagged: 1974, 1997, 2003, and 2016. 2016 was red flagged twice. This sprint race, of course, a different event. We've never had a red flagged sprint event in its 5-race history. This will be the 6th sprint race in Formula 1 history. We've covered them all, and so far, nobody likes them. Since, what's your opinion on the sprint races?
I like the idea that they're just trying something different too. Because, I mean, that third practice session is basically useless, but now what's even more useless is this second practice session we had earlier today. But, yeah, I like that they're trying a bit more and trying to get more excitement into the Friday as well. But just how it is now, it's not really working.
Josh, your opinion?
Yeah, it's not really working, is it? The sprint race, we've had some amazing sprint races. As you said, never
Absolutely.
a red flag.
Here we go
I
then.
don't think it works.
Time to sit back and relax. Here we go. It's time for the sprint race here in Sao Paulo, Brazil, as we're looking at the Cricket World Cup as well. For some reason, that's it's starting tomorrow. You can catch myself and Tom Dillon on the Cricket World Cup commentary tomorrow. The final at 8 a.m. in the morning, UK time. That will be on USON as well on the YouTube channel. So join us on USON for that cricket tomorrow, because we are on USON at the moment as well for the sprint. So join us for that tomorrow, the end of the Cricket World Cup. But meantime, it's time to get action for Formula 1. Stand by. It is the sprint race from Sao Paulo. Coming up now, who knows what is going to develop? Magnussen on pole position, Verstappen alongside him, Russell and Norris have row 2. Many people out of position. Leclerc starts 10th as well. Hamilton 8th, Alonso 7th. Here he comes, the sprint race for Formula 1 in 2022's Sao Paulo Grand Prix.
Brazil.
This is 5 Live.
The battle. The fight. Pain. The knockout blow. One winner. It's time.
You'll pay what, mate?
You're kidding. For the sprint.
Here we go then for one more time in 2022. It's time to race on a Saturday. It's the F1 Sprint at the Heineken Gran Premio di Sao Paulo and Interlagos as well. Literally a race between the lakes as well. 24 laps ahead of us in Brazil. And this is going to be something special for one team in particular. Because yesterday in mixed dry conditions, it was Haas F1 and Kevin Magnussen who took their first ever pole position. Today they will try and defend that into the race tomorrow. Over 217 mile an hour top speed as well in Interlagos. 43 metre elevation change. The highest point at turn 1. The lowest point is at turn 6 as well at Ferradura. Pirelli have brought the middle tyre compound ranges to try and give the best grip. It's the white hard C2, yellow medium C3, red soft C4, and of course in an F1 sprint, no mandatory pit stops or mandatory tyre compounds. It is literally anybody's guess who will take the sprint race victory, the last one of the season. And this is how the sprint race grid lines up. From back to front, Mick Schumacher starts on the 10th row of the grid in 20th position. Yuki Tsunoda starts 19th. Following ahead, Valtteri Bottas is 18th with Zhou Guanyu in 17th on row number 8. Row 7 sees Nicholas Latifi alongside Lance Stroll as well, rounding up in 15th place. 14th for Daniel Ricciardo, 13th for Sebastian Vettel. A poor start from qualifying in their procedures as well. The 6th row of the grid sees Pierre Gasly starting 12th. Alexander Albon has 11th. And then going on to the 5th row of the grid, Charles Leclerc with no time starts at 10th after starting on intermediate tyres. Sergio Perez is 9th. On row 4, Lewis Hamilton starts 8th. Fernando Alonso starts in 7th. 3rd row of the grid as well, Esteban Ocon in 6th. Alpine looking quick this weekend. Carlos Sainz takes 5th position as well. 2nd row of the grid, Lando Norris battling food poisoning, still manages to put in P4. Can he start 3rd on the grid? George Russell starts 3rd today. Max Verstappen 2nd, but Kevin Magnussen with his first ever pole position here in the F1 sprint. Well, the cars are ready on the grid. Synthal's joining me in the commentary box with Josh as well. Megan's walked in. Megan, we've got an anticipation like no other. The final sprint race of the year. Magnussen on his first ever pole position. Just tell me one thing. Is this going to be the best F1 sprint we've seen?
Hopefully, if not, then there's no hope for any of them.
Yes, that's true as well. Synthal, welcome to the race commentary box. Delighted to have you here. What is your anticipation as we go sprinting today?
Well, I'm really hoping we're going to get a great sprint race. I'm not sure if the F1 app is right, but if it is, then it is. Only Latifi and Verstappen are on the medium.
Yes.
Verstappen on 2nd and everyone else on the softs.
That could be brave, Josh, for strategy calls as well. Latifi could shoot up right towards the end. So Verstappen's going long run. Everyone else on the softs. But we saw, Josh, in practice 2 this morning, rather, the fact that the soft tyres did disintegrate incredibly quickly.
Yes, they really could. It is going to be a race to save the tyres as the formation lap gets underway. There's a nosebleed from everyone in the Haas team, but there's also a bit of normality for the Haas team, as one's at the bottom, one's up the top, and that was a lock-up or puff of smoke.
From right at the back of
Latifi
16th. Go on, Max.
You could say that the entire field's in a Haas sandwich.
Yep.
We've all said that. Yeah, all said.
It's even white bread.
Beat me to it.
Yeah.
Because the colour's white on the thing.
Yeah, we've got a little bit of red in there as well, so a bit of toothpaste. But yeah, this should be incredibly good. Magnussen for the first time in his Formula 1 career. Cliff, right, let's hear from him on the radio.
Good luck, Kev. Have fun.
Oh.
Getting last minute.
Good luck, Kev. Have fun. I think that's ideal situation, Megs, as they head out on their parade lap. Just have a bit of fun and just enjoy it, because anything can happen in the next half hour.
Yeah. He is going quite slowly. I think he's trying to savour it like a really nice tasting meal, which Mum's meal that she made me today, it was delicious.
Will he be in the lead by turn 3? That's the question. He might lead into the centre S. Will he lead down into Sina Dalaga? That's the question. Haas have not had the best thing.
Keeps this pace of being lead all the race.
I know, it's 1931, so it's here in the UK, so it's just gone slightly past that time as they come forward. So everything's starting to get a little bit out there. What do you see? Oh, nearly went into the back there.
If Verstappen's gamble on the mediums doesn't work, then Magnussen actually has a chance of a top 3 finish.
That's true. Russell could win his first ever event, and it could be a sprint race he could win. He might not win anything else, but he could take that.
What a thing to win first.
Yeah, first pole for Magnussen, but it's a sprint race. First win for Russell, but it's a sprint, so everything's changing up. They're coming up to the grid.
Okay, Kev, just speed up it just a little bit.
He hasn't.
Kev's like, what on earth? There's no cars in front of me.
It's like, I'm not used to this.
Kevin Magnussen hasn't been on pole since 2014 in his career. That's how long it's been. Here we go then. They are lining up on the grid. Kevin Magnussen on pole position. He'll be on the left-hand side of the track. On the right-hand side will be Max Verstappen. Russell and Norris behind them. Sainz rounding out the top 5. Hamilton is 8th. Perez 9th. Leclerc 10th on the grid. 24 laps ahead of us for the final F1 sprint of 2022. Both of them so far have been won by Max Verstappen. He is the king of the sprint. What can he do here today from second? By point find, everything set, teeth gritted, eyes to the lights. They will come on with a green flag in the back. 1 light, on 2, on 3, on 4, on 5. Action for the F1 sprint. It's a good start from Kevin Magnussen. He's got a great launch. He will lead into turn 1. Russell's trying round the outside. And Lando Norris looking on the inside of Max Verstappen. And we've got a locker further back. And there's cars going everywhere. But we all get through. Yeah, it's Perez.
Go on, Kev.
Perez was having a bit of contact, but Magnussen leads by such a run. Verstappen on those medium tyres is vulnerable. Look at Alonso and Ocon. They're side by side. And Alonso goes through. Ocon's being sent wide. Alonso's touched! Ocon touches the side of Alonso! And somehow, it's not a massive accident! Alonso goes through!
How did he stay up?
Hard to feel look like they're standing still, hard to feel look like they're accelerating, but it is a brilliant start from Kevin Magnussen, who leads here at Sao Paulo!
Lock up further back.
It's Mick Schumacher who's made his way up into 16th
Who's that
position.
car?
Well, Joe and Bottas have gone down. That's Latifi in 17th.
Might be Albon that I saw lock up.
Well, Joe and Bottas, both Alfa Romeos have gone down. Danny Ricciardo's having a battle with Alexander Albon. But Synthel, what a start from Magnussen. He just took off into towards turn 1 and has got the fastest lap.
Yeah, a very difficult start from Verstappen. Immediately had to defend from Russell. He might have to do it again as Russell got a great run. Up the hill towards turn 1.
Oh, contact! The 2 Alpines make up, and now Ocon's wing's gone.
Stop touching each other.
There's a wing on one of the Alpines into the first corner. Russell's got a great launch on Verstappen, coming to the centre S's. Meantime, there's temper on the start-finish straight. They might have to throw a virtual safety car for that one.
Hey.
And look at Russell, pulls to the outside towards Cecilia Delaga. He's all over the back of Verstappen. And he's got him. Verstappen runs wide. Russell looking to the inside line, up to Ferradura. This race is electric. What a sprint.
First of all, I think the Alpines need to learn what's rule 1, Josh?
Don't hit your teammate.
Rule 2?
Read rule 1.
Yeah, twice they hit each other. And damaged front wing. Alonso's dropped all the way back. He blocked Perez. It was quite close to contact there as well.
The 2 Alpines.
How they didn't take each other out.
Yeah, and it's Alonso. I've just looked on the replay. It's Alonso with a damaged front wing. As you say, he's dropped right back.
Damn it, Ocon.
Yeah, so Ocon not learning from his Racing Point Force India days when he made contact with everyone. Magnussen leads by over half a second. Verstappen's medium tyres are starting to switch on, but Russell's right behind him as well. DRS will be active on lap 3. Here comes Hamilton, though, on the inside of Esteban Ocon. There's Alonso's damaged rear front wing, right on the racing line. Verstappen's taking the lead. Verstappen's taken the lead.
Alonso, drop back.
Verstappen's taken the lead into
He's
turn
in pit.
1. I don't know how's he done that, though. We haven't seen it. There he is, through the centre S. Verstappen leads the F1 sprint. Magnussen led 2 laps, and Sainz with the fastest lap. Where did Verstappen find that time from?
I don't know, though. Alonso has entered the pits, and let's hope it's either a quick one and that he doesn't.
Here we go. Verstappen on the inside line down to turn 1. Got so much more momentum and passed him way before the braking zone for the centre S. And Verstappen easily takes the lead of the F1 sprint.
It's those tyres.
Mediums took a while to kick in since, but as soon as they have, it's race on.
Yeah, and great straight line speed from the Red Bull. Now, Magnussen also almost outside the DRS. He needs to keep within that second to try and improve his chances of getting a podium here. DRS is enabled. Now this lap, can he have it on the straight already?
Let's see, Russell might have it too. Sainz is up to 4th, he's passed Lando Norris. On board with George Russell now, Ted's in the pits.
In the pit stop, and he's rejoined last.
Thanks, Ted. So that's Alonso. Here comes Russell with the DRS, pulls around the outside, and Suma the boxes, and takes 2nd place. Magnussen down to 3rd, but can the Ferrari get through? Same power unit, remember, in the house of the Ferrari as they come through. And Ocon's now being passed by Sergio Perez. Perez up to 7th.
Damn!
And that's Hamilton with the fastest lap time, a 1:14.317. Fantastic opening lap. Here comes Sainz, though, on the back, on the inside into turn 4. Magnussen goes to shut the door, though, but Sainz is through. great start though from K-Mag. I want to give him a round of applause. He led 2 laps and had a great getaway. Josh, what a start. Oh, sorry, Sins, go on.
Yeah, well, Magnussen has chosen to be safe for the sprint. He could have chosen to go and fully send it and be absolutely aggressive. This is Alonso and Ocon, but this was the first contact where he didn't really damage his front wing too much.
Oh, that's on board with Esteban Ocon.
Did Alonso know
No,
he was
Alonso.
As Alonso touched the side of Ocon there, and Alonso getting all sideways. And this is the second contact, Megan up the hill, on board with Alonso. Is he going to pull to the outside? Here's Alonso's radio.
I lost the win, I think. Thanks to
Again.
our friend.
Alonso losing the front wing thanks to our friend, and well, he raced him hard, but Ocon's got damage on
I've
the
made my
side pod.
decision.
Yeah, go on. Russell's got the fastest lap.
I've made my decision.
Oh.
First,
Hamilton makes a move on the inside to turn 1 of the centre rest, gets past Lando Norris for 5th.
first incident, Ocon's fault because he should have stayed on the racing line and not be stupid enough to go on next to the curve. Second incident, that's Alonso's fault because honestly he got way too close to the tyres. And what do you think would happen to your front wing?
Yeah, now Alonso.
He did the same in America.
He did actually, yeah. Yeah, you weren't here for that one, but he did do exactly the same.
Exactly.
Megs.
It's clearly an issue he has to work on.
Yeah, Josh, Russell's got the fastest lap, Hamilton's closing him in, and now Ocon's in troubles, Magnussen's falling back, and Sainz doesn't look that healthy at the front. So who's your pick for this race win?
Well, of course, I'm going to have to go for Verstappen now. Russell fastest lap, 1:14.233. Verstappen is going into turn 12, while Alonso is going down in towards turn 4. How Alonso saved it.
Alonso radio.
Turn 4, lap 1.
So he pushed me in turn 4, and then finally on the straight. Yeah, well done. Yeah, good for that, mate.
Fernando Alonso has no luck in the sprint races. He didn't even start the sprint race in Austria, started 20th. He's happened again as Hamilton passes Magnussen now for 4th. Hamilton, like he did 12 months ago, is making better on a bad qualifying and is making his way up the racing here today. Brilliant.
Leclerc up to 8th, overtaken off Ocon.
He lost a lot of time behind Ocon actually, and Russell's doing a good job to stay behind Verstappen within a second.
Hamilton is under investigation, I've been told. Josh might need to look into that because I just saw something. Yeah, it's involving car 3, Ricardo 24, Joe 44. Hamilton noted for start procedure infringement.
They're not.
Yeah, Josh might take a look into that. As on board with Sainz around the outside.
Sounding like a kettle again.
Yeah, it is. And that was. Is that. Which one was that? Was that Norris?
Norris.
Yeah. Where was Norris driving today? I know he's not feeling well, but he's cross-eyed. He was everywhere.
Maybe he was trying to let him through, just failing at it. Also, every single time I hear Sainz's car, I think there's either something wrong with that or he just really likes tea.
You wrote down in Mexico, the noise sounded like in Only Fools and Horses when the doll's blowing up.
Yeah, that too.
Omar Safnar's on the pit wall with Sky.
John Fernando's car, and as a precaution, changed the tires as well. Yeah, let's see what happens, but I think unless there's a safety car, Fernando's race is over.
How did you see those two incidents? Do you think he pushed him off in turn 4, and was he weaving on the straight? Ocon against Alonso?
Yeah, so the weaving on the straight, I mean, I don't see him weaving much at all, and I think Fernando was a bit too close, but looking at it in turn 4, I think perhaps Esteban could give him a bit more room.
Will you be having a chat to the two drivers? They've only got 2 more Grand Prix together as teammates, but you want them to keep it clean till now, the end of the season.
Yeah, including tomorrow, where most of the points are scored.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks ever so much indeed, Otmar.
Otmar Safnar there, Megan.
Did he just agree that it was Esteban's fault first time and second time Alonso?
Yeah.
Exactly the same as I.
Yeah, well done. Sensible. Were you thinking the same thing as well?
Yeah, absolutely. Though Alonso did take a lot of risk on the curb there because he nearly lost it into Ocon.
Exactly.
Well, this sprint race is turning into an exciting debacle, isn't it, at the moment? 17 laps to go. We've completed 1 lap 8 now of this race. So it's
Russell's
lap 8.
still within DRS.
Yeah, Russell's closing in. Well, those medium tyres of Verstappen switched on enough to pass Magnussen. I don't think they've switched on to get away from Russell, as this is Perez looking to the inside of Lando Norris, and Perez makes his way up into 6th place as well at the centre rest with a lovely move on the inside line. This is getting good, actually. This F1 sprint might start to like it if it's more like this. It is like a proper Grand Prix. Maybe they honestly just make it half distance and award half points. Then we'll be happy. Oh, what's that on the back of Perez? There was some
a bit wide on the curb.
Yeah.
But not too big of an issue, I think. But yeah, it did go a little bit too wide, maybe, which could have damaged a bit on the floor, but should be fine.
Definitely glad Cincy because he's got onboard cameras to have a look at as well. Josh as well. We're seeing a replay here. I know 2 seconds. This is. Well, this is 2 moves. That's Gasly passing Ocon. Ocon's got damage on the 2 Aston Martins for the back making a move, and Vettel locking up into turn 1. So Stroll ahead of Vettel. And this is Russell into turn 4 at Decina de Laga, and he's on the radio.
Limits turn 4.
Oh! And that's track limits about Verstappen. Josh is going to be keeping a keen eye on those up in the box, aren't you, Josh?
Oh, I can tell that the
Perez.
last time it was Hamilton as Perez goes up the inside of Kevin Magnussen into turn 1 and keeps it sticks, but Vettel has got DRS on Stroll going down towards turn 1, switches to the inside, brakes as late as he can, and he's got Ocon in front and is side by side through turn 2.
Yeah, Ocon's just spoiling the party. Here he goes around the outside of the curve into Sol. Vettel's going to be all over him. Oh, they're in contact and Vettel's on the grass. Vettel's been forced onto the grass there by Lance Stroll, and he's put his finger up as well to say, what were you doing?
Bad day for teammates.
Well, what is it with the people who do with Lance Stroll, Esteban Ocon? They cannot drive today.
The underdogs.
They don't care about their teammates anymore, it looks like. But those Aston Martins were, I think, already having contact in the first lap as well.
Yes, they did,
and they're still going for it.
Well, the sprint rate, let's take another look at it. So, Vettel goes to the inside. Stroll goes very late defensive. That's a penalty for Stroll.
That's what caused the incident in America.
Yes, A simple okay for Sebastian Vettel as he gets completely pushed onto the grass. Looking up to, I thought he was going to spin into the side of him as well. 15 to go. What have you've noticed something?
I don't understand this.
What have you noticed?
I'm looking at
Here they go again.
Oh, hey, sorry, mate. Well, I'll have to stop here because the sim says, here we go again. Vettel's going to go to the inside. Stroll takes the high line. And look at that, Vettel giving him the finger as he goes past into turn 1. That is fantastic from Sebastian Vettel, the elder driver, literally giving the finger, like John Cleland in the touring cars, to the younger Lance Stroll. Do that one more time, he's just saying. Fantastic. What have you noticed, mate? You go on, Josh.
On the starting procedure infringement, maybe it's because it's 3 different drivers, 3 different teams, maybe tyres weren't on at the correct time, or they've done something, because it says starting procedure infringement, not starting grid infringement. And it says cars 5 and 18 Stroll noted for forcing another driver off the track, so that is being looked into by the stewards.
Yeah, we'll wait for the official investigations to come up because it's a sprint qualifying. It tends to have a slightly different procedure, more like a qualifying where they get looked at after before they set the main grid for tomorrow. Megan, though, has been sitting patiently. She's noticed something, but this is certainly the best sprint race we've seen all season.
Yeah, I'm looking at the gaps. Oh, incident involving cars 5 Vettel and 18 Stroll noted, forcing another driver off the track.
And Danny Ricciardo breezes through on Stroll, and Vettel breezes through on Esteban Ocon for 10th.
Right, so the gap. Look at the gap between Verstappen and Russell.
0.569, yeah.
I saw that gap when they were quite close to each other go from a 8/10 of a second gap to a 1.1.
Yeah.
I was curious about this because I didn't notice the fact I didn't see any fluctuations with Sainz's car, so it couldn't have been George going back. So then I noticed the fact that in the similar corners, Verstappen was accelerating at least 20 kilometres per hour faster than George was.
That's very bizarre.
I think Russell's closer than ever now.
Yeah, he is. He's now, look, Verstappen's slowing. Yeah, you're right, Megan, she's absolutely right. Verstappen's doing 300 odd kilometres on the road down to the straight. Russell's doing 324. Russell looks left. Russell looks right. Russell can't go around the outside. Can't go round him, can't go through. It's going to go around the outside and cover the Sol. Down the Retroposter. Russell's got the DRS. Russell's going to try and go around the outside. 12 months ago, a different Mercedes. Verstappen keeps his nose in.
Too late.
Russell's still there. Verstappen goes wide. Russell's still on the inside line through Ferradura. What a fantastic run. Russell's looking tasty here.
Exactly. But also, I just thought it was really weird because
You're right.
I didn't see any fluctuations between Sainz and Russell, so I kept looking at it for about 2 laps.
You bang on. Russell is about 20 kilometres an hour faster than Verstappen. Is Verstappen trying to save his engine level?
Verstappen before was faster.
And now they've switched around again.
Yeah, and I don't know why Verstappen was so fast because he shouldn't have been able to go that. He shouldn't have been able to go that speed around those corners.
Since do you think Verstappen, they're both trying a difference of saving strategies in terms of power and ERS deployment and all that lot?
Could be. I think maybe Russell has saved some ERS and to try it now again. He's coming. It's too far this time.
Oh, he's going to make a launch. He's going to pull around the outside line. That's so close into turn 1. He's got the inside line. Slight contact. Verstappen gets unbalanced. Russell's going to send it around the outside. Coming round the curve and assault one more time. Here we go. Verstappen goes to the inside line towards the pit lane. Russell says, okay, I'll go right round the outside here into turn 4. Verstappen turns in. I think they've both run a little wide. Verstappen runs wide. Russell's on the inside line. Up the hill to Ferradura. Russell on the outside line. Keep your foot in it. They're still keeping their foot in it. And there's a yellow flag somewhere on the track. Yeah, that's a
Track sector 2.
It's Albon.
Turn 1.
Albon.
Yeah, Albon is off.
Latifi's coming up to it now.
Albon is off. We think there might be a safety car. That'll spoil it. If Albon stops...
Turn 1. It's a spin maybe then.
Yeah, yes, he's spun it. So let's hope it's not going to cause anything. What's happened? It's rolling down. It can't stop. Marshall puts the emergency chock on. That might be a safety car. Might be a time for Verstappen to pit. Is it only we've got 12 laps to go. We've just passed halfway. No safety car yet. Only a yellow flag at turn 3. If the yellow flag's gone, we're going to go racing. Here we go again then. Can Russell find anything? No. Green flag, back to running order. Russell can't do anything on this moment.
He'll catch up as long as Verstappen doesn't go that really weird amount. And I did consider the fact that Russell is on different tyres to Verstappen. Though I did look at Latifi, since both Latifi and Verstappen are on mediums.
DRS, yeah, the DRS was disabled on the run to turn 1. That's why Russell lost so much time. And that's allowed Sainz to join the party as Ricciardo goes to 11th.
Yeah, I did look at Latifi and his timings around the same time as Verstappen, though it wasn't the same.
Ricciardo up to 11.
I hit some debris, but yeah, let's see.
Has Verstappen hit Alonso's wing?
Probably. They haven't picked it up yet.
Yeah, that hasn't been removed because you can't. At that part of the track, you'll have to deploy a safety car. Verstappen locks up down at the Orange's corner before Magullo. Downhill towards Juncker. One more time. Russell's got the DRS this time around. Since it should be an easy pass.
See?
Yeah, well, he's just as close as he's been before. Maybe just a little bit closer. He's very late on the brakes the last laps. Can he do it again?
Come on, up the hill. Underlay, George, come on, find the way through. He's got the DRS, he's reeling him in faster than the championship-winning fisherman. Verstappen goes to the right, Russell goes to the left. They converge again at turn 1, back on the power. Russell on DRS again, gets a much better exit out of Curve de Sol. Verstappen's car is twitching on the medium tyres. Russell's got the DRS open. Russell goes on the outside. Russell's on the outside into turn 4. Verstappen's backed off, he backs off. Russell takes the lead. And listen to the crowd! That is entertainment! At over 200 miles an hour! And look who's joining the party! It's Lewis Hamilton! Right behind Carlos Sainz! Mercedes have found something in Sao Paulo! The game is on! The dream is not dead! Brilliant!
Now, Mercedes, if you can keep this mentality for the rest of this season and the next, that'll be lovely.
Since, talk us through this!
Well, this looks like a replay all the time, but this time I think he got a bit of a longer slipstream, which helped him and get more momentum on the straight. This time Verstappen wasn't close enough and able to brake later.
It took a helping of...
And Russell is 1.5 seconds ahead of Verstappen. Verstappen has dropped off massively. He's now holding up Sainz. He's holding up Hamilton. Verstappen has a major problem with that Red Bull. Don't know what it is. He's reported over the radio. He's lost wing damage. Here comes Hamilton. Sainz goes incredibly defensive into turn 1. Hamilton goes high, swings down low. Can he get his sweet chariot to get out of turn 3 faster than Carlos Sainz? Oh no! Track limits for Verstappen! And now the stewards are investigating the Stroll and Vettel. Sainz goes defensive. Hamilton around the outside, can't get through. But Sainz goes in deep. Hamilton switches the car. Mercedes look like their old selves.
Let's hope they keep being their old selves, because honestly, it's been sad.
Whoa!
Late defending from Sainz.
Synth, what was that move Hamilton was thinking of? I've never seen a move in Ferradura ever.
Yeah, well, we saw it in 2017, but that caused a safety car then.
That's true.
Wow, he got really close there. But Sainz is defending really heavily, and he got really late to the left. He saw Hamilton's DRS close, because I think he just backed off a little bit, because otherwise he would have hit the back of him, because how late Sainz moved to the left-hand side.
If George Russell wins this sprint race, and he doesn't win the race, history will be so annoyed.
Oh my!
2.2 seconds. Synth, there's got to be Josh, Synth, there's got to be a problem for Verstappen.
10-second time penalty.
For who? Go on, Josh, for who? Quickly.
A Stroll. Dangerous manoeuvre.
And here comes Hamilton to turn 1. He can't make a move on the inside. So Stroll has been given a 10-second penalty, as Josh reported. But Russell is 2.3 seconds faster than Verstappen. That is the gap as things stand here on lap 17. First warning, track limits, turn 4, says Verstappen. So they've now been warned as well.
Verstappen's only gaining 1/10 on each straight.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm sold on sprint races. I'm sold.
If George is involved, then yeah.
Forget George, this is amazing.
Mercedes being how they used to be,
that
makes it sprint race.
Magnussen gets his first pole, but it's for the sprint race. And here comes, this is Schumacher on Stroll. Stroll again, so late defending. What is Stroll playing at? He was so late there, he almost put Schumacher up on the rear wing. Stroll's going to kill someone if he's not careful. That's twice now. But he's already got a 10-second penalty.
He's already killed his father's hopes and dreams for him. Look.
2.7 now 2.691, but now 2.5.
Switch for Schumacher on the entry there.
Schumacher's pushing hard. It took, look, what a battle for Verstappen and real defensive driving. It took long enough, says the little owl. Yeah. Stroll goes way wide. Schumacher's getting the inside. There's only 7 laps to go. I think the sprint is designed to make us very excited for the Grand Prix tomorrow. Because this is tomorrow.
To keep us hooked.
Yeah, oh, look, there's the 10-second penalty that we saw. Effectively, in 7 laps' time, the red flag will come out, and then we'll just resume it tomorrow with another standing start. Exactly. I think
Sainz might get Verstappen really soon. He's really close behind him.
He is, you're right. 0.7 of a second, so he's closing in, as you can see on the driver tracker. Are we going to see that? Yes, we are. Sainz is now 5/10 behind. Verstappen has backed off massively. The medium tyre was a gamble that has not paid off. Here, with 7 laps to go, the F1 sprint at Sao Paulo. Hamilton wants to start ahead of Verstappen too, but don't forget, the big money is tomorrow for the main Grand Prix, and I'm looking forward to that fact that Ian Bird's joining us for that one. It's going to be a great race as well.
It is.
Nearly 3-second gap. It's
3.9
now.
3.1 now. 3.1.
Oh my. Also, the top 4 right now will be the top 4 because Perez is 4 seconds behind Hamilton. He's not going to make that up in 6 laps.
So George Russell is going to be a winner for the first time in Formula 1, and it's not going to be a main race. Here comes Sainz going to the inside of turn 1. Verstappen offers little resistance to make contact. Sainz locked up, and it chips his front wing. Verstappen's got a front wing damage. Sainz clips the wings of the ball, and now here comes Hamilton with the DRS. Oh, it's 2021 all over again. Hamilton around the outside. Verstappen's
blowing off the car.
Verstappen's wing is exploding. Hamilton goes through the inside. Verstappen shuts the door. Hamilton's forcing his way through. They're side by side, and Verstappen nearly takes out Hamilton.
Lewis, watch your head. There's debris coming off Verstappen's car everywhere.
Wow.
Well, it's off now anyways. What did Sainz do? He just locked up and just went straight into him. Oh
Verstappen!
That was all over him.
Hamilton is literally climbing the back of Verstappen as we come through. Verstappen's way wide. Hamilton's got a great run in Magullo. He's going to try around the outside of him, coming towards Junkau. Can't do it. Backs out.
Yeah. Verstappen has no DRS now, I think, maybe. So
You're right,
this
he's
is gonna
lost
be
it.
an easy job for Hamilton.
Hamilton will breeze through. Verstappen, though, doesn't want to lose positions, but he's got a hot head. Remember that, he's a two-time champion, but Verstappen is a hot head driver. Here comes Hamilton to the inside line, going to pull to the outside. Verstappen offers little resistance. Hamilton starts third. Red Bull neutered. Mercedes in.
Isn't that what George did?
Brazil erupts. Yeah. Listen to the crowd. The F1 sprint is delivering tenfold. What? I'm looking forward to tomorrow now. If F1 sprints are designed to make you excited for the main race, sign me up. Brilliant. I've changed my mind.
They work in Brazil.
Yeah, they work here.
Magnussen has just survived 3 DRS zones after
He won't survive
under
a fourth.
pressure.
He won't survive a fourth. Starting procedure will be investigated after the sprint. So
What a
that?
surprise.
So Josh, who's that investigating? One of them is Hamilton, isn't it?
Was though Ricardo and Hamilton.
It's investigating.
What a surprise! As soon as Lewis Hamilton goes to third, the FIA decide to investigate him.
Just like, oh, he's worth it now.
Yeah, just to give Verstappen a little bit of a heads up. So, Magnussen started first, down to 8th. Lando Norris has gone through. Here is Sebastian Vettel closing in on Pierre Gasly. 4 laps to go. 4.1 second Russell leads by.
In 4 laps? Is that gonna happen?
Russell is going to win Mercedes are going to win something this year. Russell is going to win a race this year.
I'm running out of times.
8 points.
Hamilton 1.6 behind, 1.6 behind. So try your best. Also, he's suffering.
Vettel's got the run now on Pierre Gasly for 9th position. Round the outside and towards turn 1, goes to the inside. He's doing a Raikkonen on Schumacher in 2006, and Vettel goes through. Well, he learned that one from his old maestro Michael Schumacher, didn't he? Just dive bomb at turn 1. Fabulous.
4-second gap now.
He could have also learnt it from his former teammate. He could learn it from either one of them. Just like, this is what it feels like. This is what it is like.
Josh is bang on though, 4.1. Russell, I can't believe this, is going to win. And it's not going to be a main race. They're on the inside, that's lap 19.
Here's the contact.
Yeah, see? It just... Oh, and it kept going as well.
Bang,
Debris.
yeah. Synth, what do you make of that?
Yeah, I think Sainz might get a penalty for that. I mean, he did go wide and Verstappen couldn't go anywhere, but it's difficult to see from that angle.
Alonso. Go on,
yeah. It was the second part where they actually made contact. Where there was damage.
Just keep pressure on.
Just keep the pressure on, okay.
That's not hard to do, mate. That's not
I
hard
agree
to
with
do.
Synth as well. I think Sainz might get a penalty for that, which means if Hamilton gets a penalty, it's Red Bull 3-4. So
I mean,
it's Red
Sainz
Bull
has a
2-3.
penalty already anyways.
Does he? Yeah,
he's
5
got a
places.
5-place grid penalty.
Oh, you're right. So Hamilton, I hope they remember that, because Sainz is a 5-place grid penalty. So it's a Mercedes 1-2 going into tomorrow if it's not investigated. Ooh.
Both of the lap 1 incidents between the 2 Alpines are noted for causing a collision. Both of them.
Right. Bizarre situation, as Megan's nicked my notes now. What are you looking at?
Where's the book?
What book are you looking for?
That book.
This one, the Grand Prix diary.
First time I've sat down.
So, Little Owl says, the racing incident between Max and Sainz, in my opinion. Brother JP, welcome to the stream. This has been some great action. I saw you earlier saying this has always been one of my favourite circuits on the calendar. It really has. 2 to go. Russell leads, Sainz second, Hamilton third. Looks like Russell's going to win the sprint, be a first-time winner in Formula 1. Can he win his first Grand Prix tomorrow? What do you think?
Latifi could get lapped.
In a sprint race. Alexander Albon said this morning, oh, hang on.
Are those medium stuff?
Am I going to have his position?
It's a very good.
Perez saying, am I going to have to get, is he going to give me the position? I need the
Give me
points.
team orders.
Well, Verstappen, I think, should give Perez the position because Perez does need points and Verstappen's got nothing left to prove.
And it won't alter the grid position because of Sainz.
Yeah, so it won't. So do it. That's 3 points, so do it. Synth, going into tomorrow as well, this is going to be a really bizarre situation where Mercedes are going to win, but it's not a main Grand Prix, it's a sprint. Do you see them winning tomorrow? Something has clicked with them both here.
Again.
Oh, something has clicked with them today, Mercedes.
Yeah, they've got great pace, but I mean, it's not just Latifi, but the 27 gap is not out of nothing. those mediums are just really not working for a sprint race. So strategically, Red Bull and Verstappen got it wrong. So maybe Verstappen can get it tomorrow with the normal strategy. But I don't know if this is actually such an incredible pace for Mercedes. He's got DRS, but we're in the final lap, so it's going to be difficult for Hamilton to overtake him now.
Yeah, he's too far back, coming to the first corner as well. Final lap, the call in the F1 sprint. Hamilton goes a little bit wide through turn number 1, gets a good exit through 2 and 3. Sainz is ahead of him though. He's within a second. He'll have the DRS on the run down towards the hill as well, trying to find a way through on the inside line. Not going to work. Too far back. And Russell is scampering away. There he is. The young gun is about to take a win. I need my book. He's about to take his first ever win in Formula 1.
If you're looking for Sao Paulo, I had my hand
I'm not looking for Sao Paulo. I'm looking for George Russell.
Yeah, well, I was looking for Sao Paulo.
Born 15th of February 1998, Kings Lynn, England as well. First Grand Prix Australia 2019 as well. Best result was second in Belgium last year. He's going to do something a little bit better. Russell out of the last sector. We're watching Hamilton closing in on Sainz. I hope we don't see that. That's not what we need to see, because George Russell is coming up. Mercedes are going to win something this year, but more importantly, George Russell wins the F1 sprint. Yes, you beauty. Sainz second, Hamilton third, but George Russell wins in Formula 1. He wins the sprint race. He starts on pole for the main race tomorrow. Hamilton will be second, Verstappen third, Perez fourth. Bring it on. George Russell is a winner in Formula 1. First the sprint. Tomorrow, will he be the main thing?
Let's hope that he is, and that this... Let's hope that he is, and that this little practice run of the race tomorrow doesn't cost him everything. Because if he can do that, then let's hope he can manage... How many laps is it tomorrow?
71.
That's how we roll, baby. That's how we roll. Very nicely done. Very nicely done. Big points for tomorrow. Let's go.
George Russell wins the F1 sprint and will start on pole for tomorrow. His teammate Lewis Hamilton provisionally starts second alongside him. Mercedes have their best opportunity to win a proper Grand Prix tomorrow. Russell's won the sprint. Will Hamilton win the main Grand Prix? Or will Russell win the main Grand Prix tomorrow? This is the question.
And Nicolas Latifi just crossed the line.
Oh, God. Since, what do you make of it?
What was this? At least 20 of the 24 laps we had seen one overtake. It's incredible, this race. And if they're going to race like this tomorrow, then you got to be honest, a safety car would be inevitable, because it was so close, so many occasions. So we're going to have an incredible race tomorrow, I'm sure about it.
Hamilton?
Mega job, guys. Mega. Congrats to George. That's awesome.
So just remember, Sainz has got a penalty for tomorrow, so yeah, that should put us on the front row.
And that's a very fine point.
What are you looking for?
San Marino. Or Sao Paulo.
You just had it. Interlagos.
Interlagos?
That's the track name.
Is it?
Yes. The Autodromo José Carlos Pache, as Synthil's been telling me all weekend.
Hey, does it tell me where people won by?
There. What are you trying to work out?
Hamilton, didn't he win from 10th last year?
Yes, but technically from 20th.
What about Max?
Max took pole
in 2019.
Yeah, and had his won in 2019. Yeah, it's right here, my little notes.
Then Lewis, 2018?
19 he won. 16 he took pole, yeah.
So this is anyone's game.
Yeah, really is. Russell takes pole. Before this, Russell's best race here was 13th. Best qualifying 17th last year.
Well, that's certainly changed.
Yeah, victory in the sprint. We're going to hear from them shortly as well, but before that, we're going to take a look.
Josh.
Hi, in 2 seconds, Josh. So here's the results then from the F1 sprint. George Russell takes victory with Carlos Sainz second, Lewis Hamilton is third, Max Verstappen fourth, Sergio Perez fifth, Charles Leclerc sixth, Lando Norris is seventh, Kevin Magnussen eighth, Sebastian Vettel ninth, and Pierre Gasly rounds out the top 10. Danny Ricciardo is 11th, Mick Schumacher 12th, Zhou Guanyu is 13th, Valtteri Bottas 14th, Fernando Alonso 15th, Yuki Tsunoda 16th, 17th for Lance Stroll, 18th Esteban Ocon, 19th Nicholas Latifi, and Alexander Albon was the only retirement. Go on, Josh.
Can I catch the breath now?
Yes, go on.
And 76 seconds behind. Literally meters away from being lapped. I don't even have to say the driver name.
I think I actually saw him just a little bit in front of George.
Yeah, he was actually just, he came across the line. Latifi had to complete an extra lap after everyone else had finished. Russell wins the sprint race. Lewis Hamilton congratulates him. Russell starts on pole. Hamilton starts second. Mercedes haven't won a proper Grand Prix this year. That's the first thing they've won all season long. Hamilton hasn't won. What is going to happen tomorrow? Is Russell going to win or is Hamilton going to win?
One of them better win.
I don't know. Either way, it's good for Britain, but I don't know.
Exactly. Good for Britain, good for Mercedes.
I want George to win his first ever Grand Prix and do the sprint race double.
And then next race, it can end on another Mercedes high of Hamilton.
Yeah, but Hamilton was also, this is sort of his last chance. I just said on the Green Network a couple of hours ago.
Why is it his last chance?
Because they're not going to win in Abu Dhabi. That's not their track. It's just not their track. Sao Paulo is this best opportunity for Mercedes to win, and we've just proved it with the sprint race win.
Well, if he comes second, then...
I think Hamilton might win and Russell might be second. Oh, we're just taking a look at the sprint race results now. I've just done them as well, so I'll go over them again.
Let's have hope.
Yeah. Synth, your thoughts on the possibility of tomorrow's race?
I don't know. It's just been, this weekend is just completely gone all the way. It's just in qualifying we saw different people on P1 all the time, Q1 and Q2 and Q3 now as well. Here it's just going always, and we don't know what's going to happen for the race. And even the weather can play a part again. And yeah, we saw Verstappen. I think he had some damage with the contact with some debris or something. And on the mediums, they didn't look good at all. So he's still going to be strong possibly tomorrow. But he still has some work to do.
It's going to be fantastic. Josh, your thoughts on what tomorrow's impossibility is going to be? Because 24 laps has nearly killed me. I don't know how I'm going to do 71 tomorrow.
Well, I'll be here, and so will Dad. That's how
true.
You're going to do it.
That's true. It's going to be a great race tomorrow, isn't it, Josh? I can't wait.
Dad will probably take it.
Yeah, if I could just point out that the last 3 people, excluding the retirements, are people that should be out of Formula 1, but tomorrow it could be anyone's game. I think it might be a Mercedes. It will likely be a Mercedes, as you see Verstappen and Perez down in 4th and 5th.
Yeah.
Ferrari off in 2nd, but then there's the 5-place grid penalty, which will drop them down to 8th, I believe, or 7th. As well, but Magnussen, an incredible start. If he can do that again, but hold on to
definitely
his race pace, it will be incredible for Magnussen, as he had an incredible first couple of laps, but then dropped off and kept dropping off, and was defending so hard, like literally defending for his life against Lando Norris.
I can't wait. You've done it perfectly. Megs, quickly before we let you go, what's your thoughts on tomorrow?
You watch. For fact, it's anyone's game. Schumacher win. You watch.
Well, he's got himself from 20th to 12th, so a remarkable performance there from Schumacher. He might do it. Yeah, you watch. Rain halfway through, he's the first put on Inters.
Is that your pick a winner?
Congratulations.
Is Schumacher your pick a winner then?
No, I'm still going with Russell, though he's my unexpected winner.
All right, thanks, Megs. You can go in just a second, but thanks. We'll see you tomorrow for the race. And now then, let's head down to the starting grid, where the medals are being presented by Felipe Massa, who presents Lewis Hamilton with his bronze medal for 3rd position. Of course, you get medals in the sprint race. As well, silver will be given to Carlos Sainz, because of course, even though he's got a grid penalty for tomorrow, he does finish 2nd in the sprint race, so that is still important. So silver will be given for Carlos Sainz as well. Once again on the podium in an F1 sprint, of course, which is remarkable for him. I always forget he was on the podium in Abu Dhabi last year as well, because you sort of do with that crazy end of the race.
I don't even remember who was third.
Sainz was third on the podium last year.
Oh, that's why then.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, Hamilton was second. Verstappen won it. It's kind of like we only remember the first two. Sainz snuck up from everywhere and took third. He was supposed to be Lando.
It just blurs into place.
First time though in Formula One, gold medal for George Russell. His first ever win of anything in Formula One, and his first win is an F1 sprint race. Tomorrow, can he win his first ever Grand Prix? I think I'm going to have to add a different column on my stat sheets for sprint race wins, because otherwise he's going to look lonely this year. Will we hear the British national anthem?
Got enough space, isn't it?
Are we going to hear the British national anthem? I'm not too sure. Of God Save the King now.
Oh yeah. Is this the first time it would
No.
be played?
No,
What's this?
Congratulations, George. Your first win, sprint
Naomi
win.
Shift,
How
out
was
to
that
you.
race for you?
Yeah, it was incredible.
Hi,
I
mate.
wasn't expecting to have that much pace, but I think, you know, it goes to show all the hard work everybody's putting in and the progress we as a team have made. And these last 3 races since Austin, the car's been feeling really great. Obviously, you know, it's difficult to know how Max would have got on had he been on the soft tyres, but nevertheless, you know, standing here is a great feeling.
Well, there was plenty of action on track during the race. We had a great time watching it. Third time lucky on Max, you made it around, and then it seemed smooth sailing for you from there.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit difficult because obviously this is the sprint race and you got to manage that risk reward. So even though I was dying to get that victory, I didn't want to risk it too much and end up in with no points and starting at the back. But you know, we made it stick third time lucky, yeah.
Well, it's going to be a front row start for Mercedes tomorrow because Carlos has got a penalty. What do you guys think you can do for the team here in Brazil?
I mean, it's crazy to think we're both starting in the front row, and you know, Lewis did a great job coming from P8, so it's going to be exciting. And you know, I'm sure Max is going to be flying tomorrow, coming through the pack. But we're in a luxury position that we can maybe split the strategy and go for the win.
Well, we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Carlos, second place today. Unfortunately, you have a penalty for tomorrow's race. How was that race for you? It seemed in the beginning that you didn't quite get the tires where you wanted them. Were you saving them for the end of the race?
Yeah, we normally have a bit more deck than the Mercs, and I could see them pushing quite hard. And yeah, I managed to make all the positions at the start or the first couple of laps, getting the fight with Max and George. I had to be aggressive because obviously tomorrow I'm taking the penalty, and in the end I think P2 was the maximum today. I was happy with the race, happy with the pace. It's just that the Mercs look like they picked up the pace a lot recently, and they are very quick in the race.
There seems to be a little bit of contact between you and Max. You had front wing damage after the overtake. What was your take on that?
It was on the limit for sure. They are so difficult to pass, and I had to really go tight into turn 1 in order to pass him with the Red Bull. You're either aggressive on the braking or you don't pass them because they're so quick on the straight that you really need to go for it on the braking. I'm sorry if I had a bit of contact, but that's racing, and sometimes you need to go for it if you want to make it stick.
Okay, well, does Team Ferrari have something in the bag for tomorrow?
I mean, we have decent pace this weekend. It's just that the Mercs maybe have a little bit more pace. Will be interesting to see tomorrow what happens when we all try the medium, like Verstappen today. See how that medium behaves, and obviously we would need to pass them on track tomorrow because I'm starting P7. I think Charles is starting P4 or P5, so we're gonna need a good race if we want to beat them.
Okay, well, I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
Lewis, coming on to you. Fantastic race today to come through the field. You're gonna have a front row start here on what's now your second home race.
Boa tarde, Brazil. I'm working on my Portuguese. Obrigado. I'm so happy to be here. It's been an incredible week. A difficult day yesterday, but what a crowd we've had today. Starting from 8th, making my way through slowly. Congratulations to George. This just goes to everyone back at the factory, everyone here working on the ground. They've just been working so hard this year. This is an amazing result. For us to be on the front row tomorrow is incredible. So from there, we should be able to work as a team and hold off, hopefully, the guys behind.
You were both unable to really show the full potential of the car in yesterday's qualifying. Can we take this result as evidence of what might happen tomorrow?
We're going to try as hard as we can, yeah. If we can have some good degradation tomorrow, hopefully some good weather, we can have a good fight in our hands.
So you want to give this crowd a win tomorrow, right?
Sorry?
You want to give this crowd a win tomorrow, right?
For sure. a win here for Brazil would be incredible.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's give it up for your top three.
Obrigado.
Gold, silver and bronze all awarded, as well as the music plays off in the background as well. Okay, final thoughts then here from Sao Paulo at the sprint race. And everyone listening on USRN, reminder that tomorrow morning you can join us for the Cricket World Cup final as well. Tom, if you're listening and watching, yeah, I'll be there. It'll be a bit of a ache to wake up that early, but I will be there for an exciting final. Pakistan versus England should be a cracker. I think we all know who the Brits will be cheering for as well. Coming to you then, Synth, pleasure to have you in the com box. First of all, what did you make of the commentary on it? And what did you make of this entire craziness we've got lined up for tomorrow?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was a crazy sprint race, definitely the best one we've had so far, and definitely maybe changing everyone's mind a little bit about the sprint races. Still, I think 3 is enough, not 6. But it was an incredible race, and I think we're looking forward to an incredible Grand Prix tomorrow, with a lot of action, and yeah, it's going to be incredible.
I want to ask you, Josh, because we've been vocal about the fact that they don't really work that much as well. That one has slightly changed my mind, but I think it's about the fact that it's this racetrack that gives us a good sprint race. I don't think the sprint race would work at places like Albert Park, Bahrain, all that lot. The sprint races only really work at this circuit because it didn't work in Emilia-Romagna and it sort of worked in Austria, but we need it on the sprints work on short track races, don't they? So I'm thinking Austria, keep that. I'm thinking keep Sao Paulo, and you know, I'm also thinking Vegas could be quite fun. The more and more I look at Vegas, I'm thinking to myself that could actually be quite a fun Grand Prix. What's your thoughts now on the F1 sprint race?
I just think a sprint at Albert Park and Bahrain is very laughable.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, the two extremes of how bad they can be.
Let's say, but I'd be happy if we had a sprint at Brazil every single year, because this is a track with the sprint. I can't believe I'm saying this. It works.
Yeah, it does. The sprint works at Sao Paulo. Okay, final thoughts then. We'll go to Josh, then go to Synth. Josh, who's going to win the race tomorrow?
Hamilton.
Synth, who's going to...
It's my pick a winner.
Okay, Synth, who's going to win tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm still Dutch, so you can't blame me for hoping that Verstappen is still going to win tomorrow. And I think he has the pace.
Okay, that's we won't blame you at all. Considering that Josh had Hamilton, I'll go Russell then, just to provide a little bit of differential. I think Russell could be my pick a winner for this channel. But
it's definitely going to be Mercedes.
But I did already say my pick a winner on Grid Network was Verstappen, so technically I've got a side there to go with Verstappen as well. But still, it's going to be a lot of fun. Right, my thanks to you, Josh. My thanks to Megan and Synthel. Massive thank you to you for coming into the com box. Let's hope we can do it again. I'll see you, of course, next in F2 next weekend as well. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls watching and listening on USRN and watching on YouTube, 6th F1 sprint race, undoubtedly the best. From lights out to checkered flag, everything was crash, bang, wallop. Thank you very much, Sao Paulo. Let's do it again tomorrow, but let's increase it twice-fold. 71 laps of the Brazilian Grand Prix tomorrow. Russell on pole. Oh, well, Mercedes, they're having nosebleeds now. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.